Here we go then, let's dive in and find a couple of stories that you might not have heard about. Sian, you've got a bit of an interesting one for us to start things off.
Yes, so this is about the health of football fans. A study by the University of Oxford has found that fans experience such intense levels of physical stress during football matches, they are risking a heart attack.
Oh, crikey, I can believe this, I really can believe it.
So this was a study that they did during the 2014 World Cup, which was in Brazil, and they tested the saliva of Brazilian fans during 3 matches. In particular, the 7-1 defeat to Germany in the semi-finals. In that one, they found that the hormone cortisol rocketed, risking things like constricted blood vessels, raised blood pressure, and damaging an already weakened heart.
Yeah, it can, particularly when it gets close to...
Very stressed about
the final whistle, when it's tight, and I think particularly when their team doesn't do well. I've seen people get very, very angry when, the striker doesn't get the goal or whatever it might be, when there's a poor performance from certain players. I've seen stress levels go like that.
Especially when it comes to football as well. It seems to be a far more intense kind of atmosphere in a football crowd. I don't know if you've been in one compared to, say, a rugby game, but personally, I found them sort of worlds apart. It's much more relaxed than a lot of other sports, but they take it like life or death seriously.
Yeah,
it can be a very serious, intense feeling at a football match, can't it?
Yeah, I was there at Goodison Park in '98 when Everton were on the brink of relegation, and by a whisker they avoided it. And I've never known a more sort of charged and tense. I mean, I don't support Everton, but my goodness me, I was probably having a heart attack by the end of it because it was, I think particularly when you're there watching it live, you get so caught up in it, particularly at those crunch moments when it means winning the league or avoiding relegation or whatever it might be. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. So just calm down then is what we're saying when watching football matches too.
Take a leaf out of the rugby book, because I actually saw a game with Australia and New Zealand playing rugby, so very fierce competition between the two. And I was in between a crowd of Australian fans and New Zealand fans. And it was just so tongue-in-cheek. Everyone was having a real laugh about it. So it can be done.
I love the idea of cricket. I've never been to see the cricket. That is on
with the beer snakes.
Yeah, well, yes.
or a jug of Pimm's,
yeah,
maybe.
That's it. It's the pausing for tea I rather like. So that's on my bucket list. So what have you got for us this morning?
Well, mine might be slightly predictable if you know me well. Well, actually, let's start with this angle. What are your thoughts on astrology?
Not really sold.
No, I occasionally have a look.
What are your thoughts of wine?
Oh, well, that's a different story.
Yes,
wine.
well, it's not necessarily a different story, so we're told today, because apparently if you want your wine to taste better, that's right, it could get better. I'm shocked as well. It's all about when you drink it, apparently, and this is because an Aldi wine expert says some believe the cycle of the moon impacts taste. So this is when the moon moves through each of the 12 zodiacal constellations. It says wine is thought to taste better when it's in the air and fire signs.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So let me explain it more, because clearly this is very... it says an expert. I don't know how you can be in it. I didn't know there was such a thing. But anyway, each month the moon moves through each of these 12 zodiac signs, which fall into 4 different categories. So there's a root, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, the flower, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, leaf, Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer, and fruit, Sagittarius, Aries and Leo. And so apparently each one of these things is a corresponding part of when the plant is thriving, and therefore the taste will be better when you have the final product.
So if I fancy a glass of red tonight, where are we at the moment? Is it a good time or not? I wonder.
We see. Well, I think it's when the wine's made.
Oh, okay. Right.
So with the root, the plant,
I see.
So the grape has a star sign, is what they're saying here.
Basically, it seems like it. When the moon is closest to the flower or fruit constellations, known as the fruit or flower days, the wine is said to be at its best.
Who'd have thought it?
There we go.
Loving the link. So if you're having a little glass tonight, there's an awful lot.
Here we go. I've actually got the advice here. Don't wait for the weekend. So yesterday was good. Monday is good for us. These are flower days. The 29th, Wednesday, is the good one. It's all fruit and flower days. The best time to enjoy a glass of wine.
Okay, this sounds good. I'm making a note of all
Monday
of that.
and Wednesday.
As we speak.